People have asked me to talk about Tommy Silverstein a lot, and dirty, rotten, no good thug is finally dead. So I'll have a little something to say about him right now. Tommy Silverstein. I'm going to make a big long video about him after I get back the stuff from FOIA, which is Freedom of Information Act, so that I can document everything. But what I'm going to do today is tell you just a little bit about how this guy affected us. First of all, I want to talk about some of the rumors and things that I hear all the time. 2 men died that day, 2 correctional officers, and I hear it all the time. Well, what were the other officers doing? You know what the other officers were doing? They were fighting with the thugs, trying to defend their fellow staff. It was just too little too late. And a couple of these guys were seriously injured and had to be hospitalized. So people don't mention it in all these newspaper articles and magazines and things like that. So it's not like a lot of people have the impression that Tommy Silverstein and the rest of this crowd of thugs from the Aryan Brotherhood decided that they were going to attack some officers, and then all the other officers ran away with their tail between their legs. That's not what happened. But when you're reporting things on the news, what makes the news is that someone was stabbed to death, 40, 50, 60 times. And this Silverstein guy, he had killed prior to these incidents. And in every case, he always claimed, oh, it was self-defense. Yeah, there was an inmate locked in a cage that couldn't get to him except at very specific times, and he had to defend himself by running into there and murdering the guy. Same thing with these officers. He was handcuffed. An individual hands him a key. He undoes the cuffs, and then the same guy gives him a edged weapon, and he uses it to stab an officer to death. Yeah, wow, that was self-defense, wasn't it? There was another incident involving the Aryan Brotherhood after this, where they claimed self-defense. And one of the officers, they were going to blow him up. I call it a bomb. Some people call it a zip gun. It's just a paper tube with a object in the end to be used as a projectile, backed up with an explosive that they make from matches and coffee creamer and copying paper. And people also say, hey, this Tommy Silverstein, didn't you guys give him the weapons? Yes, we did. Everything, all the materials that he used to murder people, we correctional officers gave it to him. Why? Well, we wouldn't want to have people in there unable to smoke. We wouldn't want to have people in there that can't have razors. We wouldn't want to have the poor fellow deprived of books. And he uses all of these things to either make weapons or conceal the weapons that he made, or as tools to help manufacture the weapons. And yes, we gave it all to him. So if it was up to me, we wouldn't have gave him any of that stuff. Now, another thing I'd like to talk about this Silverstein guy. He had a no human contact. He was the longest prisoner in solitary confinement. Let's talk about what is solitary confinement. What is no human contact? What it means is not what you think. It's not the man in the iron mask who is chained to the wall, who never sees another human being, and they open a little slot and they slide his food in and they shut the little slot and he never speaks to anybody. That is not what happens. What happens is he's in a little room, his cell, by himself. Whenever he has contact with anyone, it's like from me to you right now. He sees me, we have a long conversation about whatever trivial matter that this thug thinks is important, and then I go about my day, and then he bugs the next person that walks by. He sees dozens of people a day. He can talk to other inmates that are in the area by just yelling out, and that guy over there can hear him, and then they yell back and forth and they have a conversation. He is not isolated socially. He's isolated physically. Now, when he comes out of his cell, all right, we put handcuffs on him, a belly chain, a locked box, leg irons. He'll have a 3-man hold, which means that one guy is actually physically holding on to him. And they do that because of what happened in Marion that day with them 2 officers. Before, in the old days, you didn't have to touch the inmate. And that's what happened. He lurched away, grabbed the key, got out of the cuffs, got a weapon, and all of a sudden he's stabbing people to death. That's what really happened. And by the time you watch this, I will no longer be here. I'll be on the road. So, thanks a lot for watching.